Hello and welcome to the African Perspective, a segment that has to do with the well-being of this continent and the germane debates that are had for the long-term development of the black continent of Africa. And the president of Benin, the president of Patrice Talon, has raised concerns about the way France continues to have a firm grip on the currency of former colonies of the French Empire of the past. The CFA is a popular currency in Francophone Africa and other parts of the world. And it is a backdoor channel to control the economy of Francophone countries on this continent. And leaders of these countries are beginning to speak up. And the president of Benin is taking that giant step. For every country that uses the CFA, 50% of its reserves are saved or deposited with the Bank of France. Why should half of the economic destiny of an African country be in the bosom of its former colonial master? And as West Africa under the aegis of ECOWAS is working so hard and has been working for so many years to have a common currency for the sub-region, ECO, I believe that voices of reason and voices of civil revolution and revolt and positive and constructive resistance against new colonialism, like the voice of the president of Benin, should be supported so that Africans will take charge of our own destiny. We've suffered enough plunder and pillage of our natural resources. DR Congo, the Republic of Ghana, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Libya, whose oil is being siphoned away. All of these are a testament to the fact that at some point we should cut completely our umbilical cord that continues to tie us with our former colonial masters. So therefore I urge all of us to look into the possibility of making ECO a reality so that the CFA, which is controlled by France, does not become the only unifying currency within the sub-region in Francophone Africa. If you don't control your economy, you aren't independent. If you don't control your natural resources, you aren't self-sufficient. So therefore, Niger, Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, and all other Francophone countries should rally behind the call that is being made by the president of Benin, that it doesn't make sense that because they use the CFA, 50% of their reserves should be saved with the Bank of France. Before Africa takes charge of its own fate and destiny, we should control all the factors of production. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow, and let's have a central bank for the whole of Africa. This was a vision that was being pursued by the former leader of Libya, Colonel Gaddafi, but unfortunately he met his death, whether timely or untimely, only God knows. So therefore let's resuscitate that argument and debate that why should the dollar be the legal tender for international trade? Why should we even price things on this black continent in the US dollar? Why should Francophone countries on the continent be spending the CFA when ECOWAS and other regional blocs are looking at the possibility of a common currency, a common market, without any boundaries or limitations by demarcations that would bring us together as a people? And I urge every Anglophone African to take a Francophone African as a friend. It is sad that Anglophone Africa seems to have very little to do with Francophone Africa. People in the Gambia are Anglophone. People in Nigeria, people in Ghana, people in Nigeria, we tend to do things together. While people in Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, Niger, find themselves on the opposite pole within the sub-region. Let's begin to identify as brothers with a common destiny. Let's look at a standing army, a standby force for the sub-region and the whole of the continent, a central bank. Let's decide whether gold should be what we use in our international trade rather than using the US dollar and allowing France to continue to control former colonies through the CFA. I hope this helps. This has been the African Perspective. See you soon. Bye-bye.